Good evening to you. Welcome to the Black Pot, aka Kukushi Unimo. This is where we speak truth to power. Brought to you by Black Empire Media. We do this from Monday to Friday, and this is regularly hosted by Black Rasta, the Kochoko General. But for some time now, I've been sitting in for him because he's on a short leave, and God willing, next week, I promise you, Black Rasta is going to join us. He's going to take over and take it higher to that level that you always know him to ascend. So stick and stay with us. Don't change your diet. This is the place to be. But I also encourage you to share your comment with us. Let us know what you think about the issues we are discussing, and we're going to read them right here on the show. I want to say a very big thank you to Tap Send. Tap Send is surely the most affordable and convenient way to send money from any part of the world to your loved ones, your business partners, etc. So if you need to remit, if you need to send money, no matter where you find yourself in this world, in Australia, Nigeria, Canada, Mongolia, wherever you are, whenever you want to send money, send it via Tap Send. The rates are very affordable. In fact, it is raining amazing rates at Tap Send. So get an app, install it, and make sure you send money and you send it right through Tap Send with the promo code BLAKKRASTA, BLAKKRASTA, Black Rasta. That is a promo code you need to use when you are sending money via Tap Send. So get it going, send the money, and you're going to receive the call. Charlie, the money don't reach you. The money has arrived. Yes, welcome. My name is Lord ASOREBA Thunder. Quickly, we zoom into our stories for tonight. And our first story is a very important one, as usual. Mahama intervenes for Wontumi et al. That is, Mahama intervenes for Wontumi and others. You know, whenever we mention the name of Wontumi of late, then you know that matters there. Why has Mahama intervened for Wontumi and others? Let's go into the story. NCA orders 62 radio stations to cease broadcasting over regulatory breaches. Okay, so early today, we got the news that the National Communication Authority, that is the authority vested with the power of the state to regulate broadcast media, you know, the TV stations and the radio stations, and you know, in Ghana, that authority that licenses and regulates our operation as TV stations, as radio stations, etc., you know, went through its books and realized that about 62 media houses had gone against the regulations of the industry. Hence, they decided to crack the whip on them. So they ordered those 62 media outlets to cease operation, and key among them was Wontumi, and then Asase Radio. So when the news broke out, it generated a lot of public discourse. Some quickly asserted that it is because the NDC government, led by John Dramani Mahama, is seeking revenge for what the elsewhere the MPP government, the SYPP government, did to radio and TV stations that were considered to be pro-NDC. So people said that it was a payback time. And others too defended the authority, saying the authority is doing its legitimate work. And this is not the first time that a radio station or a TV station that has gone contrary to the regulations of NCA has been shut down. It happened And this is not going to be the last time. As far as institutions sometimes want to cut corners, institutions sometimes overlook their obligations and responsibilities to the state and authorities that regulate them. So when it happened that way, the debate ensued. And later on, we received a letter signed by the spokesperson of the government at the presidency, Felix Kwachi Ofosu, who is also an MP. And that is the communique here, Presidency Communications, Thursday, June 12, 2025. President Mahama requests clemency for affected radio stations. President John Dramani Mahama has directed the Minister of Communication, Digital Technology and Innovation to liaise with the National Communications Authority, NCA, to immediately restore the broadcast of 64 radio stations affected by the regulator's action. The President believes that regulatory compliance must take into account the need to uphold and enhance media freedom, and that requiring radio stations to shut down while awaiting the regulation of their authorization could limit the space for expressing such freedoms. The President has asked the Minister to work with the NCA on a reasonable time frame within which the affected stations should regularize their authorization. Signed, Felix Kwachi Ofosu, MP, spokesperson to the President, Minister, Government Communications. Okay, so these 60 plus radio stations had violated the regulations per the communication that we just read to you. And the punishment was that since you have not fulfilled the regulations or the obligations, suspend your operation. So, as I say, FM went off, Wontumi went off, and others. Now, the President has intervened on the grounds of freedom of expression, freedom of the media, independence of the media. As you all know, the media is the fourth estate of the realm, and the media holds the various arms of government and individuals and other institutions accountable. So the role of the media in national development is very, very important, because the media in a lot of instances set the agenda. The agenda setting theory of the media is also critical when it comes to national discourse and development. As a media person, as a professionally trained media practitioner, someone who has been in this media industry for over 2 decades, I appreciate the enormous challenges that media houses and media personnel go through in order to serve the nation. And for me, I will at all times ensure and uphold the freedom and integrity of the media. Therefore, anything that will undermine same will not be countenanced by some of us. And I know a lot of good thinking, members of society will share with me the same sentiment. It is a swift intervention by the President, John Dramani Mahama. However, some people think that what the President has done is nothing but a political gimmick. It is nothing but, an attempt by the president to score political points. Is an attempt by the president to win the hearts of the media, because you need the media to propagate your agenda. When the media puts you in the right light, people will perceive you to be the right one. Therefore, it is in the interest of politicians to build a good rapport with the media. Therefore, some people are saying that President John Dramani Mahama has done this, intervention in order to score political points. Let us know, what do you think about that? But what is the Minister of Communication saying? Because it's the one that the president directed. The Minister of Communication is none other than our own Sam Jata George, Honorable MP for Ningo Pram. This is from Sam George's Facebook post. The president has asked that the National Communications Authority Ghana show clemency to the defaulting media houses. We have complied and issued a 30-day grace period. Let the facts, however, show that this action was in line with the law and not arbitrary. We would apply the law after the grace period. So this is what the minister is also saying, that they have given those media houses that were affected 30 days, period to do the needful. And when that 30-day period is exhausted and they have not done the needful, they are going to apply the sanctions accordingly. So those media houses that were affected, this is a straight word to you, so you know where you faulted. And sometimes the sayings of ancestors always carry a certain message that we need to really appreciate and walk by. There is African proverb, a canned proverb that says, "Seruwe ofonsa na washawodie." To wait, as you do to others, remember that it can be done to you. Some people are right to think that it is a payback time. Radio Good was shut down by the same NCA using the same law. Therefore, when people say that Radio Gold was shut down because it was a pro-NDC radio station, and we cannot lie about this. Almost all the media outlets in Ghana, in one way or the other, have certain soft spot or affiliation to some political parties or organizations. What has even made it worse is the advent of media ownership by politicians. Now, politicians are the ones establishing the radio stations. So some of them are too obvious. However, radio stations, TV stations are to be guided by the principle of accountability, principle of accuracy, balance, and clarity. Radio stations are supposed to be unbiased, TV stations are supposed to be unbiased. They are supposed to be balanced and accurate in their reportage. So, though the station may belong to a political person, it doesn't mean that we should throw these basic principles, ethical principles of the profession to the dogs. No. And if indeed there's political underpinnings in the shutting down of radio stations and TV stations, then it's a signal that all of us as media operators must really pay attention to. If your party is in power and you want to use the authorities to suppress radio stations and TV stations perceived to be anti-government, then you should know that when the tables turn, it will be served unto you what you served to others when you were at the other side of the table. So I am shocked why Asase Radio, which is owned by Gabi Asare-Oshidako, a staunch MPP man, and Wontumi, owned by Bernard Ntwibo-Siako, the Ashanti Regional Chairman of the MPP, knowing very well what happened to Radio Gold and others, will sit down and not do the right thing. Se o kodum na obi ka kire wo se okwa tominya wa meyo ebremia obi ka se tominya wa meyo ebremia okwa asa woto madam hoso. Okay, if someone tells you that if I get an opportunity I will deal with you, you wait and see. If someone tells you to wait and see, you have to be very, very careful and cautious. That's how life is supposed to be. So you don't allow room for your opponent to operate. It's as simple as that. But I just want to say that it is good that President John Dramani Mahama has intervened for Wontumi and others. But it is important that we allow the laws to work without fear or favor. This is the Black Pot, aka Kukushunimu. This is where we speak truth to power. We're going for our quote of the day. When we come back, we have more for you. But remember to drop your comments in the comment box, and we are going to read them. What do you think about the president's gesture? What do you think should be the way forward for these radio stations and all media outlets? Let us hear from you. Stay tuned. Yes, welcome back to the Black Pot, aka Kukushunimu. This is where we speak truth to power. Let your comments flow. We're going to read them on this show. Okay, so without much ado, let's move straight into our second story. Manasseh wins against Zoomlion. Manasseh wins against Zoomlion. Who is Manasseh? Manasseh Azuri Awuni is one of Ghana's renowned and impactful journalists. He is more into investigative journalism, trained by the Ghana Institute of Journalism. In fact, Manasseh Azuri Awuni is someone that I personally know, someone who is a brother, in fact, and a friend to me. Last weekend, I was in Kumasi to bid my brother KY, Kwabena Yabua of Roverman Production farewell. You know, so when we went to see our brother Katechie Kwabena Yabua off, as he journeys to sleep with the ancestors, I was in the chapel when my phone rang, and I picked it, and it was Manasseh. He said, "Hey, Mehuo, yes, just 10 left. You see me." I turned and I saw him with me. So later we had to engage in, you know, a fruitful conversation. When I was the evangelism secretary, in fact, he was my deputy when we were in GIJ. And when I became the SRC president, a year after, J-Jom Segbefia also became the SRC president. And after J-Jom, Manasseh Azuri became the SRC president of GIJ. So Manasseh and I remember when in the last days of my tenure as the SRC president of GIJ, the assembly, okay, decided that we should increase the SRC dues, and they voted, and it was a tie. And per the constitution, when there is a tie, it is then that the president can also vote. And I decided to vote for one group, and we agreed that the SRC dues, which was very, very meager, should be increased by 100%. The next morning, I received a call from one of my friends, and it was like, how is Manasseh like that? If you see the kind of article he has written, bashing you and lashing us, you know, for agreeing to increase the SRC dues. So the guys were annoyed with him, but I told them that no, Manasseh is doing his job. That is what he does. So way back in the journalism school, Manasseh has always been a critical person, an independent-minded person, always trying to ensure that the right thing is done. So later on, I explained to them that, you know, it's not that I've agreed or I've voted for the increase so that the money will come to me. SRC dues is not coming to me. And even the increase is going to take effect the next academic year by the time I'm no more in the school. But I don't want the future SRC executive to suffer like I did. So that was what I said. Later on, Manasseh came to me and said, "Oh, senior, I apologize." When he became the SRC president, he came to me and said, "Oh, I realized that I was too harsh on you that time. You know, yes, you did the right thing, blah, 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 blah." Manasseh and I are very tight. He reads the Bible and I preach. That is how we are. But Manasseh doesn't care who you are. If you are not doing the right thing, he will call you to order. And it's something that anyone who knows him will attest to. Manasseh Azuri Awuni has really lifted the standard, as we were taught in journalism school to be the standard bearers. He is the standard bearer when it comes to investigative journalism and, you know, development-oriented journalism. So I salute him, and I thank God for how far he has brought him. For 13 or 12 years, let's say for about 12 years, about a decade plus, Manasseh Azuri has been on the case of the YEA and Zoomlion's contract. YEA Youth Employment Agency operates different models. And one of the model is youth in sanitation. And youth in sanitation model that was introduced way back has been in operation for about 19 years. But somewhere 2012 or so, Manasseh did some investigations into the operations of Zoomlion and realized that Zoomlion has shortchanged Ghanaians and the assemblies, and most importantly, the workers. And Manasseh has been consistent since then, always coming up with facts and figures to buttress his point. And at a point, people told him to forget about it because the Zoomlion is a powerful institution, and government will go, government will come, they will not do anything to that powerful institution. Now, we've heard the president of Ghana on this matter. Somewhere in April, Manasseh wrote a letter to the president asking him not to renew the contract of Zoomlion. Manasseh has been accused of being bitter, being jealous of Jospon, being jealous of the CEO of Zoomlion, and it's like a personal score that these men are settling between them. However, Manasseh never gave up on this fight. And today, something has happened. Zoomlion contract will not be renewed. Sweepers fees to increase. President Mahama. The President of the Republic, John Dramani Mahama, has stated that the government will not renew the 19-year-old contract between Youth Employment Agency and Zoomlion Ghana Limited. The President has also said the government will increase the fees to be paid to sweepers arising from the probable cost savings from discontinuing in the Zoomlion contract. So already the President is perceiving that cost is going to be saved when the contract is not renewed. The President announced this in a letter to investigative journalist Manasseh Awuni, who petitioned him to discontinue the Zoomlion contract, detailing with evidence corruption and mismanagement under the contract. The President's letter dated June 11, 2025, and signed by the Secretary to the President, Dr. Callistus Mahama, said, His Excellency the President acknowledges the serious concerns raised in your letter and responds as follows. 1. Expiration of contract. The contract between Youth Employment Agency YEA and Zoomlion Ghana Limited has expired and will not be renewed. Yes. So this is the good news. And it went on to say that Zoomlion is going okay, so let's read. The letter also addressed some issues raised in his petition about Zoomlion's contract, including poultry fees paid to sweepers and other sanitation contracts in Ghana, over which Zoomlion almost enjoys an absolute monopoly. Manasseh, whose investigation first revealed corruption in the Zoomlion contract in 2013, has spent the last 12 years advocating for the discontinuation of the contract, which many said was untouchable due to the company's influence in both the NDC and MPP administrations. Under the terms of the YEA Zoomlion contract, 850 cedis was allocated to each sweeper. Zoomlion keeps 600 cedis and pays the sweepers 250 a month, according to the contract. Zoomlion also charges interest if the YEA delays in paying the company for 3 months. In 2024, the company charged an interest of 90 million Ghana cedis. So, ladies and gentlemen, you take 850 cedis and you pay the worker, the one who dips her hands into the gutters, the one who cleans the street, you give the person 250 cedis. Let me ask you, what can 250 cedis do for a Ghanaian living in Accra? We have 31 days. Okay, let's say 28 days. Or even let's say 20 days. So 20 days. How much is the fellow going to spend a day? When you divide this by 20, it means that the person is earning very, very, very minimal amount. That might not be able to even buy a loaf of bread. Isn't this cruelty? Isn't this something that should have been stopped long ago? It's a pity. And you realize that according to Zoomlion, they had about 45,000 people working. And the number, okay, was constant too. Can you believe that? Nobody resigned. Nobody died over the years. So there was a lot of fishy, things going on around this contract. But the lack of political will will not prevent this contract from being renewed until Manasseh decided not to stop this fight for 12 years. And finally, the president has assured Ghanaians, has assured Manasseh that the contract is not going to be renewed, to the extent that the president already believes that it's going to save a lot of cost. These assemblies, you see, you sit in Accra and award a sanitation contract, a cleaning contract of the districts, the local assemblies. In Accra here, why don't you allow the districts, the assemblies, to give contracts to their local people so that they can manage them, they can supervise, they can have authority over their operations? Why? Why can't we do that? The assemblies have the capacity, the YEA has the capacity, because if you go to every district, if you go to every region, we have the YEA boss there. There's a boss at the region, there's a boss at the district level. So what is their job? Can they manage the staff, the workers, the cleaners? They can do it simplicity. But someone was enjoying 600 cedis as management fee, and the worker was made to endure the hardships with 250 cedis. Manasseh is not a happy man because this deal has been, cancelled. Manasseh is a happy man because he stood for the right thing and ensured that it was done. The worst place in hell shall be reserved for those who saw evil being done and never did anything to stop it. A word to a wise is enough, ladies and gentlemen. So now, Zoomlion, Bola Sojata, the contract has come to an end. I promise you that I will talk about waste management and how important it is to national development. So quickly, we need to take waste management serious as a country. Any country that is not clean, I can promise you that if indeed there is heaven, the citizens will not enter heaven, because cleanliness is next to godliness. But if you go to our markets, go and see the heap of refuse, the whole place dirty, high streets dirty. Everywhere you turn around in this country, you see filth, you see dirt. That is the reason why when a certain minister of sanitation, who was supposed to lead the charge to clean our cities, our towns, our villages, to keep Ghana clean, who slept on her job, later got herself disgraced. If you joke with sanitation, you will be disgraced. God does not like debt. So those of you who believe in the Bible, if you read the Holy Bible, it will tell you that behind the walls where the outcasts are, you find people who engage in a lot of vices. And one of the things that was mentioned was debt, a film. So it's not good to live in debt. It's not good to live in a filthy, in an unclean environment. But the good news is that waste management is a viable business, a profitable business, because no waste is wasted when you know what to do with the waste. Let's start preaching waste management in the schools, in the churches, in the offices. How well do you manage waste in your office? There is a bigger dustbin station somewhere around the premises. And in the office, you have a small dustbin, okay, waste collector, a waste bin in the office, a very small one. It will get full, and still people in the office will be pushing more. And you realize that around it in the office, you have takeaway packs, whatever, all over the place. Instead of carrying it and dumping it in the bigger one station somewhere around the premises. When you come to your various homes, we put all forms of waste together. But we need to also start practicing waste, okay, segregation. You have the plastics and rubber at one side. You have the those ones that can decompose. You have them at one side. You have bottles at one side, the glasses at one side. Or better still, you have your plastics and bottles going one side, and the food, those stuff, them. So that the other one can be used for manure. You know that the boiler, that you do, as we call it in our local parlance, the leftover food, all those things come together and they can be processed into manure, organic manure, and they will fertilize the soil for crops to grow and for us to get food to eat. It is done. They use them in so many ways. The plastics, the rubber. You can use the plastics and those rubber, the sachet. You can use them to manufacture tables. You can use them to manufacture chairs. You can use them to even construct roads. You can use them to do pavement blocks, okay? And use them to fix roads. Just imagine that you fix a road with blocks that are made, pavement blocks that are made from plastics and rubber, and it rains. It will withstand erosion. We need to think. We need to make waste management a priority. Let's educate Ghanaians how to manage waste. You see, the waste management starts from where the waste is created. That is where it should start. So let's separate them. Plastics and rubber to one side, and the rest to the other side. It will make it easy, and it will make it more profitable for all of us. So if we are able to manage waste well, we will be able to eradicate a lot of sicknesses and diseases. If we are able to manage waste well, we will save money and we will make money. So don't waste the waste. Let's find ways and means to make the waste profitable for all of us. Thank you, Mr. President, for this bold step. And we know that this is not going to be the end. Any other contract that is obnoxious, any other contract that is fishy, any other contract that is suspicious, let's look into them and let's ensure that we save the little that we have as a country. We need money to do other important things. Let us not make people rich, filthy rich. This is the black pot, aka Kukushunimu. Let us know what to think about the president's decision to not renew the contract of Zoomlion and with YEA, and how are we going to run it? I say the district assemblies can do it and do it better. This is Ghana. This is my dear Ghana. This is the black pot, aka Kukushunimu. This is where we speak truth to power. Manasseh Zura Wuni, 1 million salute for doing a yeoman's job. You never gave up and you have lived up. Maunairao, my brother. We're going for our brain teaser. When we come back, I'll read some of the comments that have come in and we'll move into our final story for the day. This is the Black Pot. Stay tuned.
Blackpot, Coco Show.
Welcome back. This is the Black Pot brought to you by the support, with the support of Tap Send. Tap Send is the surest way you can send money that will guarantee you low charges. No matter where you find yourself in the world, if you need to send money, send it via Tap Send with the promo code BLAKKRASTA Black Rasta. Send it and send it right. All right, so let's move into our final story. After that, we'll read your comments. So keep the comments coming. Keep the comments coming. What do you want to say to Manasseh? What do you want to say to President John Dramani Mahama? NPP elders' plan revealed. What is their plan? I'm going to spend just 3 minutes on this story. So, according to Efriye Ayu, that's him. Efijase, yes, MP, yeah, I think it's Efijase, yes, Efriye Ayu. It's been a long time we met in person. I won't talk about it. So, Efriye Ayu has revealed that the elders of the NPP are planning to visit His Excellency John Dramani Mahama to do what? To ask for a pardon from the president for their stubborn child, Bernard Ejubosiako, aka Chairman Wontumi. Ladies and gentlemen, without dilly-dally, let me say that yes, the stubborn child will definitely be shown a greater stubbornness, because a stubborn child who does not change grows up to become a stubborn adult. So there are stubborn adults equally in the system. Chairman Wontumi spoke childishly and foolishly. He spoke childishly and foolishly, making unsubstantiated allegations that were defamatory. So, if the elders of MPP now are awake from their slumber and they want to go and ask for forgiveness for Chairman Wontumi. And according to FEIU, the reason behind them going to see His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is that they perceive that whatever Chairman Wontumi is going through now in the hands of Yoko and other, state agencies has a stronger hand behind it, insinuating that it is because of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, what Wontumi said about him. That is why Wontumi is going through what is going through now. But ladies and gentlemen, I don't think so. Because as far as that I am aware of all the wild, unsubstantiated allegations Wontumi leveled against His Excellency John Dramani Mahama and his running mate then, Professor Jenano Opoku-Agyeman, the president or his family or that of the vice president or the vice president are yet to institute any legal action against Wontumi. So the president has not gone to court to sue Wontumi for defamation because he defamed the president, said a lot of stupid and foolish things that could have even, destroyed his marriage. Serious assassination of the character of John Dramani Mahama and Professor Nana Jenopoku. And when Wontumi was spewing those gibberish, those stupidity, there was no elder in the MPP to have asked him to stop that stupidness. But now there are elders in the MPP to lead him to seek for pardon from His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Wallahi. Neche wallahi. Some. There is no way some of us will allow this to go unpunished. So, senior man, Your Excellency, Yankuri, Kamanta Besuo, don't give them audience. They never respected you, and they still don't respect you. Had it not been the fact that Yoko is after Wontumi for allegations of stealing from the country, has it not been the fact that Wontumi is going through investigation? Who among those so-called others would have come to you to apologize for the stupid things, the foolish things that Wontumi said against you and your running mate? Why are they not also going to see the vice president? Why are they not also going to see the vice president to ask for a pardon for Wontumi? Penyinfo amatene fie ama mmofra we nanka ye ka nanka we fo mo na mo share Wontumi kutupa, because nobody stood up to ask Wontumi to stop that foolishness. But now, because his hands and feet are tied together and he's crying, I'm beautiful. I'm beautiful. Yana for. Is everything Fabio? Is everything Gana Nibio? Eh, John Dramani Mahama. Ampa Onya Gana Nibio. Onyani Fabio cry. Yan Chilene say, Kromha, Wontumi sware keke. Na umbu nipa nimtia engu ohufi because of politics. Because of your politics. They thought that they were going to win power. And I'm telling you, Mr. Mahama, these guys would have done worse than what they did to you. We know you have a good heart. We know you are a man of peace. But please, let us not encourage this kind of wayward behavior from people who are supposed to know better. So, Mr. President, it will shock you. Hey! Jem, it will shock you how Ghanaians will deal with you if you allow this to go unpunished. Yes, you can forgive him in your heart, knowing the good Christian you are. You can forgive him, but that does not mean he should not face the punishment thereof. We must deter people from going this path. It is something we don't need as a country. We believe that politics can be done and can be done on a clean sheet, can be done with decorum, can be done with dignity. We need men of integrity, dignity, substance. We need men who understand and appreciate diplomacy to do politics in our country. Not people who have no respect and no appreciation for diplomacy. So, elders, please, if I were you, don't step foot to go and beg Mahama. It's too late. It's too late. It's an insult. Because now Wontumi is going to be prosecuted for the wrongs he did, though. For the wrongs he did. Criminal, things. Not even defamation. But I urge the family of Professor Nana Jinopoko Ajiman and the family of John Dramani Mahama to take Wontumi on. Aside the criminal cases he is supposed to face, let us also take him on a civil case of defamation. He should prove where he saw you in the act with your house help. He should prove where he saw Professor Jenana Opoku, operating as a witch. He should prove where the two of you and Jenana Opoku Ajima, where you people got married and provide the marriage certificate. John Dramani Mahama, you are a good man. But let us punish wrong, because wrong is wrong and people deserve what they deserve. This is the Black Pot, aka Kukushuni. This is where we speak truth to power. We're going to read some of your comments that have come in, so we can keep them coming. Put them down there on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, X, wherever you are watching us from. Just drop the comments and let's read them. Evening, everyone. Speak up. Zion Genesis. Conscious Agbemenua Hosu. Greetings, greetings. Let the fire burn Babylon. We are burning Babylon with our fire always. Yes. So this is the Black Pot, aka Kukushunimu. This is where we speak truth to power. And this is where we draw the curtain down on today's edition of the Black Pot. God willing, tomorrow will also come your way. But remember, if you need to send money, please send it via tap send. And also, I want to encourage you to do business with Black Empire Media. Call us on 02444 99461. 02444 99461. Let's do business. Let's get your business booming. This is what we are made for. Yes, this is the Black Pot, aka Kukushunimu. Manasseh Azuri has finally won. Manasseh Azuri has finally won against Zoomlion. And then President Mahama, a good man that he is, an appreciator of democracy and freedom of and independence of the media, he has decided to plead with the NCA to hold on with the suspension of about 62 radio stations that have violated regulations, and the Ministry of Communication has given them 30 days to do the needful. So we want to say a big thank you to His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. We also want to encourage the radio stations to do what they are supposed to do. Also, we want to say, Mr. President, don't listen to any elders. Don't listen to any MPP elders. They never showed you respect. They will never respect you, even if you cut your head for them. Frank Ousukujo, he says the question is those who are field workers, are government workers or Zoomlion workers. If they are Zoomlion workers, who determines how they should be paid? Okay, so Frank Ousukujo, in fact, those people who are the field workers, okay, are workers of YEA. They are engaged by YEA. All right, and Zoomlion is managing them. All right, and even that, suppose they were workers of Zoomlion. The law of the country determines how much one should be paid. That is why the state sets the minimum wage. Okay? Even the person who established Zoomlion is a property of the state and regulated by the laws of the state. Me, as I sit here, I'm the property of the state. That is why I cannot decide that I'm fed up with life, so I'm going to kill myself. Woe betides me if I don't succeed in killing myself. I'll be handled like a criminal for attempting to commit suicide. So the state has power and authority to regulate the activities of whether social, economic, religious, whatever. So that is that. Conscious Agbemenu Ahosumo Fire, Mr. ASOREBA. Seidu Ishaka is watching us live from Tokyo. Seidu Munagede Kaya Tokyo. Mungo de Mahala. Komia Idede. Ras Osaje Fort Bell. Tindong Duk Kumanduk Jizombel. Boom blast. Jata Blessed Akwaba. Prince Abwakwa. More fire. 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 Thank you so much for sharing your time with us. I believe that this broadcast has been fruitful and impactful. Let's keep Ghana working. Let's keep Africa rising to the deserving pedestal. My name is Lord ASOREBA Thunder. I sat in for Black Rasta. Next week, we're going to see Black Rasta in the studio. A very more fire. I want to say a very big thank you, a special one to Oheneba DJ XL. That's the man. He's the one-man soldier. Yes, stick and stay with us. Share the broadcast. Drop your comment. Like our pages. Do business with us. Thank you. Tap, send. Thank you for watching. My name, Lord ASOREBA Thunder. This has been the Black Pot, a.k.a. Kukushu.